we wanted to update you guys on a story we covered last week about Hannah Potts. So if you didn't hear it, there was this girl named Hannah Potts who went missing, and her family was pleading on social media for people to help find her, to raise awareness about her. And she also had posted this Facebook video that was going around the internet that was saying that she had been kidnapped. And she specifically said that she had been kidnapped by a black man in a maroon car. She said she was being held in some room. And honestly, and most of you guys said this last week, it really seemed fake. I mean, I don't know what you guys think of it, but I got fake vibes.
I did too. It seemed acted out and just didn't seem very sincere.
No.
It made her voice even sound like she was trying to come across as like, I'm desperate and in need. I'm, kind of that, feel bad for me type of vibe to it. So it was pretty obvious, I think, that
there was one part in particular where she was like, he calls me baby girl and I don't like it.
Yeah. It was weird things like that. Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't you? I feel like if you got on, a Facebook Live and you really were being abducted, you'd be like, okay, where am I? Like, start naming things around you and describing the person more than she even did and where she was, or just anything other than just, it was weird. It did not come across as, legitimate at all. But I feel like most people, and myself included, didn't want to judge her at first because you never know. You don't know. Like, it could have been real. So, I posted that she was missing and tons of people posted. It went really, really viral. But literally the day that it really started going viral, later that day, they announced that she was not kidnapped. They had found her and it was not an abduction. And we kind of covered this last week and mentioned, I actually got one thing wrong. I wanted to clarify. I said that they found her in a house rental. And this was just from what subscribers were telling me. And, there was a lot of rumors going around the internet, but it was a house. However, this piece of information didn't come out until this week. There's 2 other people involved in this, and it was their house that she was hiding out at.
So it's all set up.
Yeah, it's all a setup. It was literally all orchestrated by Hannah and then this woman named Maria Hopper and this guy named Josh Thomas.
Sorry, guys. I forgot to tell you that I was in on this. But
oh, my God.
God. So apparently the police actually subpoenaed her phone records, and phone records don't lie. It's hard to fake phone records. So once they got the phone records and actually looked through them, they quickly found out that Hannah and Maria were like teaming up on this together to try to set this up.
Idiots. I don't understand. What do you think? You're not going to get caught doing that? They're going to look at your phone records when you're being abducted, and then they see her just planning it all out.
Yeah. So actually when police went to the house and ended up searching the house, because they agreed to let them do so.
Yeah.
The officer who was walking through the house saw a stairway that led to the basement. And when the officer asked about the stairway, Maria said there wasn't anything down there. However, there ended up being a small little enclosed space that was blocked off. And at first, Maria told the officer that there was nothing in that area and that it was just full of spiders. What officer's like, so
it's like one of those
spiders are going to stop me from going in there.
I know,
like,
seriously, what the hell?
Yeah.
But so it's one of those like Harry Potter type,
like a
staircase.
crawl space type thing. Yeah.
Gotcha. So at first, she's telling them that, there's too many spiders to go in there, but eventually she just got nervous and admitted to the police that Hannah was actually hiding in there. So they opened it up and she's in there and she had a handcuff on her right arm and shackles on her ankles, which they didn't force her to wear. I mean, maybe it's to really get the, you know what I mean? When like actors try to get
into character. Yeah.
Because she said she was writing a manuscript or like a novel.
She said she did this for research purposes. For this manuscript she was writing.
How can you be so stupid thinking that you're going to get away with this? I don't understand.
To me, this is just as bad as swatting someone.
Oh, way worse. It's way worse than that.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely deserves at least the same punishment, in my opinion.
Yeah. And they're going to get in trouble. And now that there's 3 involved, wow. And she had been rehearsing that post that she made to Facebook for a week. How insane.
So all 3 of these dumbasses are facing a Class A misdemeanor charge, and they're facing preliminary charges of false informing, which is punishable by up to 1 year in jail and a fine up to $5,000. So to me, they better get that 1 year in jail, or at least 60 days in at the minimum. Like,
I mean, the fact that the FBI got involved in this and resources were wasted on her is just so infuriating when there's so many cases that actually need, you know, those same resources. It's just, I don't know what the fuck these people were thinking.
I don't get it, man. I just don't understand how some cases that actually need help from the authorities just get overlooked when there's tons of evidence to suggest that this needs to be investigated further. Yet the first little girl that puts a little video up on Facebook,
well, because she got
gets
people
all the
upset.
attention.
That's what they go investigate. I literally was watching this TikTok thing. This girl was filming her neighbor. There was a pizza outside of her neighbor's apartment for like days, and the police wouldn't do anything about it. And she kept trying to get them to do a welfare check, because she was like, they're probably just dead in there or something. And then she got so many people upset on TikTok, and they started calling the police. And then the police came and actually went in, and they actually told her the only reason we are going in is because there were so many complaints from social media. And that's just a small TikTok story. It wasn't even a huge viral thing. That's what matters these days. That's what they follow up on, is when people are causing, you know, a fuss about it. If enough people call, they'll do something. And that's why it's so important to spread these things.
Yes.
Except for in Hannah's case, obviously.
Yeah, it's really interesting how sort of criminal justice is evolving with the times, and how social media is really becoming a really powerful tool to help you get law enforcement's help with a case. And I mean, and not in all cases do they actually help. It seems like they kind of pick and choose what they want to work on. But I wonder how the future is going to play out, you know, as social media gets more and more popular. And more, you know, at some point you got to think, you know, over time, that as the older generations are no longer around, that, you know, everybody's going to be raised on social media and stuff. Like, you know, what if instead of calling 911, you're tweeting the department for help? Or, you know, it's just, I find it interesting how social media is going to impact law enforcement and criminal justice, and what that process is going to look like. And how are they going to deal with people like Hannah Potts that, you know, people are going to exploit that. And, you know, just like I mentioned with swatting, people are anonymously, you know, reporting people of doing these crazy heinous crimes. And yet, you know, there's no proof of it, but the law enforcement has to react to it just like it is real. So I worry about the future, because I feel like it's only going to get crazier, in the sense that people are going to take advantage of, you know, being in this online world where you can be anonymous. You can be an anonymous Twitter account, and, you know, or anonymous, you know, Facebook account to some extent, and, you know, post false things, and, you know, get people on board with these false crimes that are being committed. And
well, and
you know,
Hannah wasn't even anonymous. She was just straight up, you know, herself.
so super dumb.
Yeah, I don't understand what the thought process was with all this. It seems pretty stupid. Like, I don't know how she thought she was going to.
Do you think that her reasoning for research purposes was going to be the right thing?
Well, she would have gotten in trouble. I don't know. Maybe did she plan to be gone forever? Did she plan to run away from home and write a book and have it like anonymously released? Or was she aware that eventually they would find out that she wasn't kidnapped, and they would just be like, oh, it's all good because you were doing research for your fucking book?
Right.
I don't understand it. It just is like,
well, it's one thing just to go missing and not tell anybody.
Right. And you can do that.
You can do that.
But to ask for help and say I've been kidnapped when you haven't, what the fuck? You can't do that.
And you're putting other people's lives at risk. If you think, I mean, think about if there was a black man in the type of vehicle she was in, and the cops show up and they pull a random guy over, and something goes wrong. And we've seen this happen time and time again, where somebody's, you know, completely innocent and they end up dead as a result of, you know, a false report or something. So
no, it happens
it's really
for sure.
scary,
It's
honestly.
really serious. I hope they, get the harshest sentence. Honestly, I think it should be more than a year.
Yeah.
I think
they need to bring
really
the hammer
serious.
down on this and shut this kind of activity down.
Yeah. Let us know what you think in the comments below.